Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. Um, Manchester City 3, Fulham nil. Last night's game at the Etihad Stadium, it was all about the 3 points. We didn't care how we got the 3 points, we just needed to get them, and we got them in style. I thought it was a game of two halves. I think this season we can safely say most games are a game of two halves with Manchester City. We seem to have a first half where we turn it on, and then a second half where we sort of relax. Listening to Pep's press conference the other day, he seems to know the reason why this is happening, and he's going to put it right. So we'll see, people. We'll see. But let's get into it. It was a wet, windy, drab Manchester night at the Etihad Stadium. I can't lie, it was grim. It was absolutely grim. I was piss wet through before he even got in the ground, which is never pleasant. You know what I mean? And you got to stand in the south stand and the wind's howling across at you. It gets you a bit cold. But it's the things we do for football. And on the way in the ground, I had my favourite pie, Patel's Pies, beef madras. Always warms me up. So it was worth bearing the rain for the Patel's pie on the way in. The lineup was announced. I don't think anyone was overly, shocked by anything that was in the lineup. Donnarumma in goal, left back Ait Naora, centre back pair Gay and Ruben Diaz, right back Nunes. I think there was a shout for Kuzanov to play, but I think he got a knock last game, so Ruben needs minutes. That was a good shout. We had Rodri, O'Reilly, Bernardo, Foden, Semenyo, Haaland. So it was very, very strong. Foden coming in instead of Cherky was probably a surprise. But other than that, everyone was happy. Fulham away a few months ago was a bit of a mad game. We were 5-1 up at once, and it got back to 5-4. So we know Fulham are dangerous, you know what I mean? And we've seen them go to Tottenham and places like that and get a win. So they are a good little side. Wilson in the midfield's a great player. I'm a big fan of Calvin Bassey at the back. Chukwueze as well. Very, very, forward-thinking winger. So, it could have gone wrong. City have not been the best this season. It could have gone wrong, but it didn't. We started off really, really well. I thought we dominated possession. A couple of early snapshots from Foden, deflected and wide. And then we got the first goal. Semenyo. Poacher's goal. Ball gets nodded down in the box by the defender. There's Semenyo to tap it in. He's had a good start to life at Manchester City, Semenyo. I was one of his critics when he first signed, saying I didn't know whether he was up to our standard. Pep's got a use for him. Pep's, a big fan of his, and I think he's getting better and better as he plays. You know what I mean? He is finding himself in the box a lot more than our other wingers, and he's scoring goals. So I can't really knock him. You know what I mean? And his work rate, I've got to say, is very, very impressive. I think he's getting better and better every time I see him. I think his pressing's getting better. I thought he was well off the press the first few games, but he seems to be getting more involved in it. And like you say, he keeps contributing with a goal. So fair play to him. Then we carried on. It was an absolutely magical goal. Working well on the halfway line. Erling Haaland with the layoff to O'Reilly. O'Reilly burst down the centre of the pitch. He's got Semenyo to his left. He lays it off to Semenyo. We're putting pressure on the defence. 3-on-2. Then Semenyo with a perfect layoff. O'Reilly on the overlap and a little chip right in front of us in the south stand into the net. 2-0. Absolutely fantastic work goal. All started with a big man on the halfway line, created by O'Reilly and finished by O'Reilly with Semenyo with the ball. 2-0. So you're absolutely made up. You know what I mean? The pressure's off. You can feel it in the stadium. The atmosphere, I thought, wasn't that bad in the stadium yesterday. There's a few empty seats knocking about, which we've been speaking about. But I know Fulham sent 2,000 tickets back, which they never travel well, Fulham. But other than that, I thought it was decent in the south stand. People were trying to get the crowd going, get the atmosphere going, and 2-0 so far in the game was perfect tonic that we needed. But it got better than that. The Viking, Earl, the big man, the winner at Anfield. But I was thinking to myself, I could do with a little goal from open play, Earl. Do you know what I mean? It's all right, these penalties, etc. We need a goal. Oh, excuse me, tired. From open play. And he got one. Gets the ball on the edge of the box, shifts it onto his left foot, no messing about, smashes it through the Fulham defender's legs into the bottom corner, 3-0. You couldn't have asked for a better half. We were fast, we were dynamic, we were good all over the park. Fulham couldn't live with us, they didn't have an answer for us. I thought Aït-Nouri again, getting forward, was brilliant. Nico O'Reilly in the midfield, absolutely outstanding. Really, really good. You know, he was really, really good at left back. But I think Aït-Nouri's come in, started to get fit, started to get his rhythm. He's looking comfortable there. But Nico in the middle of the park, you know, he's turning it on. He was always a midfielder. Even when I seen him when he was a kid playing, he was always a midfielder. And I was one of the lads on here that always touted for him to be, you know, in Pep's team. I always said he was special. He's one of our own. He's a young lad and he deserves it. And he's done everything Pep's told him to do, and he doesn't look out of place. And he's getting better and better and better. His technique and his ability is something else. And at the minute, you know, he could cement in place in that midfield. He could save Manchester City a lot of money in there, I think. But he was outstanding. I thought Erling put himself about a bit. You know, Rodri, I'm telling you now, people were slagging Rodri a couple of weeks ago, saying, but he's not the man and all that. But he's getting his rhythm back. He's getting himself up to speed. You could see last night, he was covering every blade of grass. He was knackered near the end of the game. And I hope this week, with a Salford game on Saturday, Erling Haaland, Rodri, you know, give him a week off. Let him go away. Let him go to Spain. Let him chill out. Let him do what they need to do. Recharge for the title running. We don't need him for Salford at weekend. Mark Gay, alongside Ruben Diaz, great partnership, speaking to each other. Could hear him in the South Stand talking to each other. Mark Gay, I've said it before, 20 million quid, Rolls Royce of a player. Again, his passing range last night, little dinks over the top, feeding that ball into them pockets. Brilliant. Bernardo Silva again, with the energy, running around out there, never letting us down. Fantastic. And, you know, we're looking okay. We're 6 points behind Arsenal if they win tonight at Brentford. We're 3 points behind them now. We can only do what we do. If we lose this league title, we lose this league title because we've not been good enough. You know what I mean? It's been them games where we were drawing and that we're not good enough. I'm hoping the return of Ruben Diaz, the return of John Stones, the return of Doku, the return of Kovacic, etc., all comes at the right time when we've got, you know, the bit between our teeth now. We've got 14 games to go. The Premier League's on the line. If we can get Arsenal to the Etihad with 3 points in it and have a good old-fashioned ding-dong, that will do me. That is what I want. Let's have a shootout at the Etihad. City, Arsenal, Etihad Stadium, shootout for the title. Can you imagine it? That's the games you live for. They're the games that get the feeling going in the chest. That's what you want. You know what I mean? We've just got to not slip up and keep on going. Keep putting the pressure on Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Pressure will tell in the end. Let me tell you, pressure is what kills these teams. Do you know what I mean? We need to keep the pressure on them. So I was really happy with the first half. The second half, a lot of people moaning online saying we fell off a cliff, Steve. It was boring, etc., etc. I want to look at it a different way. I think it was good game management. I think he took the right players off at the right time. He got more minutes into people's legs than he had to. And we don't forget, we've got a tough schedule coming up. We've got Champions League coming up. We've got FA Cup coming up. We've got a big cup final coming up. So we need to get these players coming back from injury, start integrating them in the team and giving people minutes. Do you know what I mean? We've got a couple of incidents in the game. Phil Foden with a bad tackle. I think it was on Calvin Bassey where he's gone down the Achilles. I can't lie. I don't think he's meant to do him. I think he's meant to cut across him and trip him up. But he's caught him. It's a bad one. Do you know what I mean? He could have got sent off for it. If the ref had sent him off for that, I don't think any of us could you know, defend it, because if it had happened to one of ours, we're going to go mad. I don't know whether the refs just looked at it and thought the same as what I thought. He's tried to come across him and he's clipped him, but he just looks worse than it is. Anyway, he got a yellow card for it. And then on the corner, you got Semenyo getting his hair pulled. Now, a hair pull is an instant red card. You know what I mean? The fact that it was in the box and the player got nothing was a bit strange. And this is what I'm saying with the inconsistencies of the referee and the VARs. It's just mad, you know. So it seems to be every single match now, there is something being said about a VAR decision or a ref decision that could have gone one way or the other. It's getting a bit jarring. They need to, you know, sort it out. But as far as City are concerned, 3 points. The gap's down to 3 points. The goal difference, we got 3 on the board, which is always good. This was a bit disappointing with me with the second half. I thought we might have pushed it a bit for the goal difference because there's still a couple of Arsenal, but we did all right. And, you know, we're back in the mix. We're back in the mix, people. You know, we need to keep on going. We need to keep on fighting. We've got Salford at weekend in the FA Cup. I know that City have lifted membership restrictions for this game. If you want an ideal game to take the kids to, you know me going on about tickets, etc., etc. If you want a game to take the kids to, or take the family to, which is relatively cheap, this is the game at weekend. It's Salford. We beat them last time 8, I think. It'll be full of rags in the away end because for some weird reason, a lot of United fans jump on the Salford bandwagon and started singing United songs last time they were playing. I find it very weird. If I was a Salford fan, I wouldn't really like that, but hey ho. And it's a chance to give people a run out. I think Ryan McAdoo's going to get a run out. I think Sver Naipan might get in the squad. He might get a run out. Divine Makassa and that's gone out on loan. So yeah, there's going to be fringe players going to get a game. Rico Lewis will play. Nathan Ake will play. James Trafford will play. Mamouche will start. So we've got more than enough in the team to go and blast Salford at weekend. We should absolutely blast them. Do you know what I mean? And no mercy on them. You know what I mean? Because they're linked to the Reds. They're owned by Neville and Scholes and all them red bastards. For me, I hope it's 10-1, 12-1 maybe. You know what I mean? Go for it against them, no mercy. But other than that, it was a good night at the Etihad Stadium. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you think was man of the match. I know Nico O'Reilly got it in the stadium. Do you think somebody else deserved it? And what do you think of the centre-back partnership? Ruben Diaz and Mark Gay. Is that what we're going to go with? Will Cousinov come on now as right back just to see it out if we need games? Him and Nunes swap at right back. Ait Naori and, you know, O'Reilly can swap on the other side if need be. Mateo Kovacic is returning from injury soon. Jeremy Doku will be back soon. Savinho will be back soon. But we just seem to be getting a little bit of rhythm at the minute and we seem to be doing all right. So I think we should just keep it as it is, keep it nice, keep it calm. Do you know what I mean? We've got Newcastle at home after that. Then we got Leeds away, I think. So another couple of good games that are winnable, you know what I mean, to keep the pressure on Arsenal. But it's all eyes on Arsenal tonight. Brentford, let's see if Brentford can do anything. It's a tough place to go. We won there 1-0. Let's see if we can do anything. And other than that, people, there's not a lot else to say. I'm happy. I'm smiling. We're back in the mix. We've got to keep on going. All eyes on Salford at weekend. And if you can, please hit a like. Please share the stream. Obviously, I appreciate everyone supporting me. The subscribers are going up and up. I appreciate it. And maybe if I was one of these dickheads who I could grow my hair, I could say, I'm not going to cut my hair till Manchester City win 10 in a row. And I'd end up with like 250,000 subscribers and a load of people tuning in just to see me get my hair cut. But I've got no hair. I'm not that sad. I'm just going to have to put up with me wambling on about the game. So it is what it is, people. But anyway, keep the faith. We'll see everybody out Salford at weekend. If you're on the fence and you're umming and ahhing, it's Valentine's Day. I don't want to upset the missus. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, take her to the game. Take her to the game. There's nothing like pure love and devotion of a man to his woman than taking her to the match. Patel's pie's on the way in. Chicken Balti pie inside. A couple of beers. City beat Salford 10-1. Come outside. Piss wet through. Mary D's. Back home. What a night. You know what I mean? What a night. And speaking of nights, Newcastle at home. Newcastle at home. There is a gentleman's morning been organised by a few old school City fans, a few of the Main Road Blues. They're going to try and raise a bit of money for a lad who's had a bit of a nightmare. So the lads are pulling together. They're putting on a gentleman's morning at Mary D's. It's before the Newcastle game. I think it starts at 1 o'clock and it goes on till 5. They've got the back room. There's a couple of Jack the Rippers on, if you know what I'm saying, 18 plus. There's a comedian. There's all sorts going on, but be a proper old school day. Old school City tunes. Cool as Duck CD will be on. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of old Main Road boys coming out of retirement for that. So if you wanted something different on the Newcastle game, if you go on Skiddle and you look up the Main Road, I think it's. Let me just have a quick look here. Let me see what it's called. I was going to put some up in the chat, but Just let me do it here. There we go. It is called Main Road Reunion, the Gentleman's Afternoon. Only 200 tickets available. Saturday, the 21st of February. Doors open at 2. The show starts at 2:30. That must mean the Jack the Rippers are on at 2:30. It's at Mary D's, and you can get your tickets from Skiddle. So get your tickets from Skiddle. There is the advert there. Main Road. I'm going to put it on my story. That is it. Yeah. So if you want to do it, get down there. It's something a bit different. You know what I mean? Get yourself on it. Main Road Reunion. Mary D's. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Newcastle game. Madness. Other than that, people, have a great one. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. I'll see you all, Salford. Come on, the Blues.